GM guys, so we are live. We're live. So
Morning, guys.
yeah, good morning everyone. Do let us know where you're watching from. If it's from X or from YouTube, and feel free to like, share, and either follow or subscribe. I need to put my device on silence. Okay. Yeah, so what do you think about the market? We saw BTC rally aggressively yesterday. It's ran to almost 95k, but it didn't get to, but it went slightly above 94k. What do you think? How were you feeling when you were seeing that happen? It was a very, very sharp candle, by the way, like a very strong buy. What do
The
you
truth
think?
is, I did not actually feel much because if you check, once that happened, alt didn't really move,
Mm-hmm.
and we all know that Bitcoin is facing a resistance around that between 33 to 93, 94k region, right? So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not by making that pump or slight movement towards that resistance again. It's all
Mm-hmm.
about breaking it. But because if you check the price, when Bitcoin is around, like last week, when Bitcoin was around the same price, alts themselves, we are still facing the same resistance because they also have, most alt has also a resistance, that they were facing. So it was like if Bitcoin could break its own resistance, alts would have a
Yeah.
chance to move. But that didn't happen. Now, this week that Bitcoin is still facing that same resistance, alt hasn't even reached their own resistance. Most of them hasn't even pumped, right? So mine is if it
Yeah.
can break this resistance that we've been facing for a while now, maybe alt can move. But if it can't beat it, any alt that moves currently is just a swing opportunity, right? Maybe you buy it now that it's low. If it's encountering that same resistance, and we're getting, today is what? Today is Wednesday, and and if we're getting towards Friday, you might as well just sell that alt and hope that before the weekend ends, it retraces back to your entry point, and maybe you can rinse and repeat. So
Is it
that's like we.
is it your network? Is it your network or can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Is
hear
it your
you.
network or is mine? Because it's lagging a lot. Is it coming from your
I
end
think
or my end?
I think it's
When you
it's
were speaking, it's lagging a lot. So I don't know, is it my network or your network?
I think it's Cloudflare because if you even check online, it's kind of breaking up.
It's
So
SteamYard lagging.
yeah, SteamYard. Sorry, yeah, I think it's SteamYard. So
Okay,
yeah,
so it's a
for
Cloudflare then. Because I'm checking my network strength and it's actually very strong over here. Yeah, I can hear you. I lost you briefly. It wasn't clear.
so
But I can hear you now. It's
yeah,
clear now.
yeah. So it's a scalpers market. It's a swingers market. So except if we still see Bitcoin still stay at this 93, 94k, maybe between today and tomorrow, or maybe today and early Friday, we could see some alts, maybe try to rally towards their own resistance. And if that happens, that could be another swing opportunity for most persons to sell.
I'm still having a very hard time hearing you.
I think
I'm
it's
still
still
having
me
a
at.
very, very hard time hearing you. Like it's it's breaking seriously.
I think it's similar because if you even check online, same thing.
Because I'm probably having like a scheduled maintenance and all. Yeah, yeah. I'm not saying that. I'm just checking online. I'm seeing some stuff relating to that. I think they are doing like a maintenance, something relating to that.
For Cloudflare
Well,
or
hopefully there'll
for
be a
StreamYard.
crypto project that will come and remedy most of these things. For Cloudflare, it's actually for Cloudflare because Cloudflare underlying infrastructure powers a whole lot of websites and applications that most persons use without even knowing. Most times the end user has no idea of the underworkings of most of these things. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the crypto space, there are lots of APIs and infrastructure that goes behind most of those dApps that we're using. Okay, so if Cloudflare is looking like a single point of failure for most applications, Web 2 applications, then it's about time that we have something in the crypto space or blockchain space that comes to like remedy that, doing the same thing in a decentralized way. It's 100% possible. I think it's something similar to what ARIO is even doing. I think it's
Yes,
similar to that,
it's
by the
cloud
way,
services. Yes.
because having this is like this Cloudflare issues. It's 2 to 3 weeks now. We're having the Cloudflare issues, and it's not making sense. Even as I'm trying to load sets, I can still see some minor errors and lag. And it's not from my network because the sites that have nothing to do with Cloudflare, they are actually working very, very well. The ones that are loading and loading, lagging, saying that same here, it's lagging. GM guys. Yeah, so for those just joining, we're having some issues, Cloudflare related issues, and it's affecting StreamYard. Plus, it's affecting live. That's like the challenge they're having. Because checking my other devices connected to this Wi-Fi, and everything seems very fast, like very, 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 very fast. All right, let's see if we can still continue with this. Hopefully, let me just share my screen briefly. Just briefly. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so just looking at some brief news. I think I can call it Cointelegraph did like a brief site revamp. So we can say Bitcoin firm 21 Capital drops 20% on first day of trading. I think these guys, they went public. I think so. They went public yesterday. I think so. They went public. Bitcoin back above 94K. But the thing is, we haven't broken past that resistance. So if you notice, it's rejecting around that zone. This can be brutal if we're unable to go past that zone. It can be brutal and take us all the way back to 86K. But the good thing is, because of where I've tested it about 2-3 times, yesterday should be the third time, there's a high chance that the next time we'll go above it because it gets weaker on every retest that we do. It gets weaker and weaker and weaker. So there's a very high tendency that there's no negative sentiment in the market or negative news. The next time we're going to that 94K, we are going to shoot past it. Yeah, there's that high chance and high possibility. Bitcoin catches a beat, but data shows pro traders skeptical of rally above. Okay, market prediction and a few other stuffs. All right, so let's head over to
that particular news. That particular news, the one that was talking about market prediction.
Yeah,
Talking about insider trading. I've actually thought about it before that these prediction markets can actually encourage insider trading. Like it could promote a large amount of insider trading. And now that we're beginning to see in some quarters discussions about dark pools or dark bet or dark prediction sites where you can see the addresses that are making the predictions. It's like, for example, like DarkBet, which promises that using their platform makes it impossible for people to know the address that is making the bet, therefore still keeping what they refer to as the insider edge, right? Meaning people can have information about things that is going to happen and still make huge amount of money from it, by influencing the outcome because they know the outcome already. Okay, so that news is really something that I think maybe down the line, in a few months from now, we can start to run into those problems, or in a few years run into those problems where people are engaging in these markets because they know that my insider information, I'm going to make more money from it. Whether it be, prediction markets now
Yes.
also does social activities, not only trading, right? So if you
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that
exactly.
maybe
Exactly.
if you're an artist, let's say you're an artist managing Davido, and you know that Davido is going to do some tours, but he's going to miss one of his tours, right? Because maybe he's not too well, or because you can talk him out of it, things are uncertain. You can go to those prediction market and make a huge bet because you know that Davido is having double mind, and you can talk him, into not, performing or not doing that thing, and you would make a shitload of money from it. So that's like insider trading because of the knowledge you have or the capacity of what you can do. So I think, down the line, regulators might find it a bit hard to kind of, regulate this kind of markets, because I don't know where you, really need to start from, to kind of stop people from making money from the kind of knowledge that they have from social activities.
Yeah, I totally agree. Prediction markets will be one of the most difficult markets to regulate. The best or the worst that they can do would be to take out certain events out of the market, because let's say, for example, now, like, these things can be gamed. Simply put, it can actually be gamed.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine something like, who do you think? I saw it on the prediction markets on Trust Wallet. That's MyRead. I saw it on MyRead. Who do you think Trump is going to nominate for the SEC position? People close to Trump would know that. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
People close to him would know that. His family members would know that. His kids, people close to him, some of his friends, they almost likely know that. Yeah, but yet people are still speculating on it. Now, for those persons, it's obviously free money. For those people, it's free
Yeah.
money. Who do you think will be the winner of so and so election? Yeah, who do you think will be the winner of that election? And money can be made of it. But I think for me, the opportunity I'm seeing here is we don't have a large scale prediction market in Nigeria, also in
Mm-hmm.
Africa. Let me narrow it
Mm-hmm.
down to Nigeria. I think it's about time some builders, some devs come together to build like a prediction market, either Web3 or Web2, anyone, for the African markets and also specifically for Nigeria. It can be scaled beyond Nigeria, obviously, because then there are multiple things that can actually be predicted on or predicted about. There are multiple things. That's why I like the approach of these guys, Rain, the platform we are checking last week, Rain on Arbitrum, where you can actually go and create your own prediction. So schools can go and utilize it. Who do you think will be the next SUG president? They can go there and create something like that, and people can now begin to like place bets and all. That now eliminates the opportunity of other persons going to build other prediction markets, because from the ones that are available, you can actually create your own prediction. Who do you think would win so and so competition? It can be a school competition. Who do you think would win? Even inter-house sports, they can go there and create all of those things. So I feel it will be very, very difficult regulating the prediction market, extremely, because how do you stop people from going to create whatever they want to debate or predict on? You can't stop it. Like, you literally can't
True.
stop it. Yeah, so it will be interesting to see the means that establishments or the government would come up with, rules that they would come up with, to see how they can help mitigate some of the challenges that people would face when it comes with regulations, fair play, and not cheating. Because why those regulations are there is to limit manipulation. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
It's actually to limit manipulation. Imagine someone that goes to create maybe for SUG, and the person provides liquidity of 5K dollars, and people are going to speculate who will be the next SUG president. And the person decides to influence the results. You understand? They choose to actually influence the results just so that they can max out, they can cash out very well on the prediction platform. That's just it. So they can cash out very well, and they can actually tweak the results and come up with a wrong result. Even if the intended person was person A, they can switch it to a different person just to max out the profit. People can manipulate those things in that way. But yeah, let's look at the charts. Let's look at charts. StreamYard is not so clear and good today. GMGM, everyone joining. Please feel free to invite anyone you want to and drop your questions. So briefly, before I look at BTC chart, let me look at ORI chart and drop my 2 cents on ORI chart. Then after which we look at LTC, we look at the trade we took yesterday. Then look at BTC, look at Ethereum chart. So for ORI, let me zoom out to the weekly charts. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so let me zoom out to the ORI weekly chart. So ORI currently now is at 78 cents. If you notice, even as the market is trying to bounce, nothing specific because the community is obviously unhappy and the team hasn't been keeping up to their words. They haven't been doing that. So this is what I want to point out, which is why looking at this chart, this is what I want to point out basically. This is what I want to point out. Okay. So if we notice something, I'm just doing this for us to see the opportunity here and also possibilities, what can be and what can't be. So the last time ORI this was the lowest, this red line I drew. This line I drew it since November 2022. Yeah, so the last time ORI was lower than this point, that has never happened. But the last time it was at this point was around 14th November. That was the last time, 14, 15 November. That week, that was the last time it was at this price, which was like 90 something cents. But this week, we saw it go below that price this week, currently at 7 something cents now. Now, if you notice something, when it got here in November 2022, it took it about 3 months, and it got to bounce from that 90 something cents in 3 months, and it got to about $12, 11 point something, $12. That's approximately 10x. You get. After which it dumped again in about 6 months or thereabouts to 1.5, 1.6 September 2023, and it ran again in about 6 months or thereabouts, if I'm not mistaken, from September. In about 6 months, yeah, September, October till March, that's about 6-7 months. It ran again to about $20, then before coming to about 5 and to 15. Then this zone we have been in about 3 to 5 months now that we've been on this downtrend. If you notice, we entered this downtrend since they made a certain announcement. We were ranging and about to break out, then they made an announcement and we entered this insane downtrend from here. So if you notice, the last time we were at above $3 so thereabouts was around August. That was the last time, after which we went below $3 and we've been on that downtrend. So since August, we've actually been on a downtrend, basically. So why I just took my time to like take this to the weekly and just zoom out is to see possibilities. So the possibility is simple. There's still a huge opportunity that ORI can still, a huge chance that ORI can still move from this price where it is at and still go over $20. That opportunity is still there. We've seen it happen in the past within 3 months, within 6 months. Yet we've seen most of those things happen. So that's chance, that opportunity is actually still there for that to happen. We can't tell if it will do that faster now or if it will be slower. We don't know, but we know based on estimate, it takes it between 4 months to about 6 months to do that about 10x and above recovery. So I would say people should keep an eye on that. Then also, the price we're seeing here, the weekly chart has not closed. So there's still a possibility that it's going to close above this the previous all-time low we've had, which was about 90 cents. There's a very huge chance that the weekly chart will still close above this red line. Then the exciting thing from the ecosystem, the ORAI ecosystem, the only exciting stuff that they've said is the fact that they said they are planning to drop their, what's it called, their quant trading terminal. That's quant meaning quantitative trading terminal. They are planning to drop it this week. And the DAO proposal. Now, we don't know what the DAO proposal would be. The DAO proposal might mean for buyback or for ORAI. I don't know. It can be anything. It can be to drop the APR from where it is to maybe 6% or 8%. I don't know. It can be for anything. It can be maybe to allocate some fees from some of their products to buying of ORAI. It can still be to burning of ORAI. I don't know. But they did say that the proposal should be able to help in moving the price up, and also the quant trading terminal too should be able to bring revenue and excitement and all of those stuff. So my point is, when you go to the chart, you look at it, you look at where it's at right now, and the chances of it going over $10, giving you about 10x or thereabouts, you find out that that chance is actually there because it's done so in the past like 2 times. Okay, so you need to factor that in when you're taking your decision. So that's all for right. Next, let's look at the BTC charts. There's a trade that I'm anticipating on BTC. If it comes down to that zone, let's go to 4 hours. There's a trade I'm anticipating. If it comes down to that zone, like I said, for some weird reasons, I don't just feel comfortable shorting BTC. Unless I'm just scalping 15 minutes and more, but I don't just feel comfortable doing that. Yeah, so I'm anticipating this trade if BTC comes all the way down. If I should adjust this entry point, I'll ensure to communicate it in the channel. If it should be adjusted, I'll ensure to communicate it. This is my expectation basically for BTC, expecting it to come down here, then to take a long. Then we had a trade yesterday we took on Zcash, which was slightly moving towards our direction before the pump. Now, if you notice that pump we saw yesterday, it took it up to this resistance zone. And you know our stop loss is above the resistance. Why we took this trade, our expectation was simple. We're expecting it to reject towards this level from this resistance here. That's what we're expecting for it to reject. So we took this trade here yesterday. Let me go to lower time frame, 1 hour. Yeah, so we took this trade yesterday. For some persons that do tend to manage their trades, maybe the trade would have taken them out at break even. After it starts moving, and maybe they move SL to break even, it would have taken them out. But me, I didn't do that. I had not done it yet. I haven't done any of that yet, so I'm actually still in this trade. I'm still in this trade. So the only thing that can make this trade fail is if BTC chooses to go above, just the way we saw this huge pump yesterday, this pump that just took off yesterday, the same way we saw that. And remember yesterday when we looked at this trade, it was still playing around, where I told you guys that when I took this trade at night before sleeping, I told you guys yesterday that I took this trade before sleeping and I set trading stop loss. So by the time I woke up, it took me out of the trade and little profit because I set that trading stop loss to protect profit so I don't lose out. And I slept. And by the time I woke up, it took me out of the trade. I just did a little bit of re-entry, not serious one. I just entered a bit and I left it. Lo and behold, the afternoon it took off. And it gave full TP. So now this is the zone that I'm expecting next to get back in. So the only thing that can make our Zcash trade to flop, what can make the trade flop is very simple. If BTC shoots above the levels that we're expecting, let me take this to 4 hours so we see those levels again. Now, if you guys notice, I drew this purple line yesterday. If you guys notice that purple line, if you watch yesterday's live stream, that's where I drew this purple line. That's when I drew it rather. So if you notice, it could not even close above that. It actually rejected, and it's trying to come down to gather momentum again. So it's only when we close above that that we can be like, oh, okay, good. We're going all the way up. It still got to almost 95K, like I said, but there was a huge rejection, huge sell-off. We need to close above so that we can be sure of where we are going to. It doesn't mean there won't be corrections, but at least so we can be sure of where we're going to. So the only thing that would invalidate this Zcash trade is if BTC chooses to give like one crazy pump. That's what would invalidate this Zcash trade. That would definitely invalidate it. But as it is right now, and the Zcash trade is still not looking bad, still facing some rejections around this zone, basically. Traders are still skeptical. They're not yet rushing to buy any of the altcoins. Yet, so there's still a chance that this trade is actually going to dump. It's BTC we should keep our eyes on right now to decide. If you also notice, Ethereum broke out yesterday. I told you guys that we're looking for Ethereum to break above. I drew this purple line to yesterday for Ethereum. I'm waiting for Ethereum to go above this zone so that would show us that Ethereum is about to become bullish, which we saw that happen actually. So Ethereum actually did break above this level. Yes, Ethereum is one of the few altcoins that pumped and it's actually still up. So I'll be looking for an entry for Ethereum. It would be nice to see Ethereum come down to this level for a long position to be nice, but that might be a bit difficult. That might actually be difficult to see Ethereum get down to this level. It will actually be nice to see that happen, but it might be difficult basically. But I'll keep my eyes too on the Ethereum. If I see any nice pattern that would form, then I'll be taking a trade and dropping it in the community. But yeah, this is just by looking at the charts, just by glancing at this Ethereum chart. This is what I'll be expecting. Now, mind you guys, where today is Wednesday, and I think there is a rate cut news that we should be expecting today. I think so. I think there's a rate cut news we should be expecting today. Yeah, this is it. Global markets mixed as all eyes turn to Fed rate decision. I think we're expecting that today. Today, the rate cut news. So if we get that rate cut news, it means that the market is going to be very volatile today, by the way. And depending on how it pans out, it can swing either direction. It can swing towards the upside, giving like a good pump, where BTC just breaks out during that news or after the news, or a bearish outcome. It all depends. We don't know what the news is going to be. We can't see right now. We can't see basically. So for some traders, they'll just choose to be on the sideline, not take any trade to see the outcome of the news. While for some traders, they'll be online listening in real time once the news is being dropped so that they can react spontaneously to the outcome of the news. So it all depends on your strategy. Now for LTC, for Litecoin actually did a good pump yesterday. But the thing there is it wasn't sustained. It's coming back to this level, which is looking like a good level too for long, which is likely dependent on the outcome of this news we're going to have today. Very, very dependent on that. Very, very, very. So this is supposed to be like a continuation for LTC. It's supposed to be a continuation for LTC, this particular trade. It hasn't actually tapped the entry yet, but like I said, this is supposed to be like a continuation for LTC. So it would be nice to see the outcome of this. Same thing to some of the factors that can invalidate this would be the outcome of the Fed news that we're actually expected. So I just had to go to a lower time frame so that you can see this very well. That is what would most likely invalidate these setups and the trades that we're looking at taking. So I don't know if people have questions. Let's look at the questions. If we have questions currently, so we can take those questions. Somebody is saying we didn't hold space yesterday. Yes, we didn't. I was held up with another meeting online, so I couldn't join that spaces. I couldn't join, but it was supposed to hold. Moses was supposed to hold it for me to join in later, or I just couldn't hold it or anchor it myself. My PPAI agent token I bought with $30 this year is what? That's amazing. It's been pumping for the longest period of time. Like it's really done very well. I didn't buy actually. I didn't buy, and price had moved so much when I saw it, and I don't like the FOMO. Yeah, so but it has really moved. Probably we'll have a look at RIO briefly before we round up. Is it advisable to bag more or right now at current price? For me, I would say personally I bagged a few. Yes, I bagged just very little. And I'm looking if it comes to like 60 cents, I'll buy again. And this is largely because of what they said, what they'll be dropping this week, like this week. They have to do it this week. So that might just be a swing bag, or I might just add it to my overall long-term hold. But whoever isn't holding enough ORI, this is actually a very good price, to be sincere. If you're not holding enough, like with 1K dollars, you'll be buying over 1,000 ORI. Whereas some months ago, you needed $4,000 to buy 1,000 ORI, or minimum $3,000 to buy 1,000 ORI. So now with 1K, you can get 1,000 ORI. So it looks like a very good opportunity, which was why in their group I said it that the team would not even be bothered with most of these things because it gives them an opportunity to buy cheap ORI, especially when they know they don't plan on absconding. They are planning to build and develop and create stuffs. It just gives them an opportunity to buy cheap and more ORI. That's just it. Please share updates on Sura for the purpose of taking an investment position. We spoke about that yesterday at 2.6M, and I said it's that you finalize based on X, based on informations that they are dropping. I've not checked their X from yesterday till today. I haven't done that, but you're supposed to finalize with that before you jump in at 2.6M. Please, yeah, it's going to affect the market. At the same time, they might still end up postponing and not cutting any rates today till maybe January. It's still very possible, and the market will just be there. And maybe some persons might just fold and just dump some of their bags. It's very possible. We have seen it happen several times where they didn't cut rates, nothing was done. Yeah, so it's still very possible. But my point is, you should also factor that into your trade decisions for today. And good thing, today is Wednesday, tomorrow is Thursday. So depending on the outcome of the rate cut today, we would know what will happen on Friday. If we're going to see another dump, it can most likely going into Friday or not. Why we didn't? Okay, yeah, discuss about that. I remember we did an airdrop on prediction. Yeah, we did. But AO ecosystem has been very slow of late. It's been extremely slow. So I haven't checked the outcome in a while. I've not really checked it in a while. So let me just share my screen briefly. So we just look at ARIO just briefly. Then let's look at an information. Yesterday, by the way, ARIO presented swing opportunities yesterday. If you paid attention to Monday when I was talking about swing opportunities, yesterday it actually did present some good swing opportunities. All right, so hope my screen is visible. So we're rounding up any moment from now. So if you notice, yesterday it did more than 50% on some of the exchanges. yesterday, ERI, we did more than that. But for those that are just passively accumulating, you can just keep accumulating. Today it's at 4.6. Yesterday it got to about 5.6, almost 0.006. Yeah, 0.006. So what I want us to check is an information. So I'll just share the X tab just briefly before we round up. So this was an information they dropped based on their listing on base, which I'm expecting that to also bring in some volatility and also like positively impact the price of the token, because I've been waiting to see when the token made available on base. So if you have time, you can actually read this up if you have time. So you'll be able to see some insights about what they are trying to do on base and also how base project will benefit from it. And you can put 1 and 2 together to see how it's going to positively impact the price of ARIO. So I'll recommend people to just go and look up this short article. I don't have the time for us to start doing that now, but I'll recommend people to go and look it up. That would give you an insight. And that might also help make sense why gradually more and more exchanges are listed. It's L-Bank, Bioeconomy. I'm expecting MXC to join soon, and probably KuCoin to join soon. More exchanges listing it means more liquidity, and it means more demand, and obviously that will translate to price going up. All right, guys. So there are still more questions, but we would have to take some of those questions tomorrow. Tomorrow, let me just start it. Tomorrow, we'll start with some of those questions. So thanks once again, guys, and see you guys tomorrow. I don't know if Space Star has something else to share.
Oh, no. Nothing much to share. Just nothing much to share for now. Yes.
Person asking about the ARIO article. It's actually on their X page, so you can look it up. See you guys tomorrow, and bye-bye.
All right, guys. Bye.